you're all set.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Board of Selectmen meeting Thursday, January 15th. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Thank you, everyone. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda as written? Thank you. Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, have you guys had a chance to take a look at the minutes from our regular meeting on January 2nd?
Yes.
Okay, any changes, any discussion in regards to any of that?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Great. Correspondence, we do have some correspondence. This is a message from Lance Salonia, who lives on Main Street. He says, "Hi Irene, Happy New Year. I was watching your Board of Selectmen meeting on yesterday. I heard that the 2 speed cameras you're going to be getting in. So happy to hear the speeding problem here is going to be addressed. My house is on Main Street where the speed limit is 30 miles an hour, but most of the traffic whizzes by at 50 miles per hour or faster. I and my neighbors have had many close calls just trying to get to out of our driveways, never mind trying to walk across the street or down the street to get to the center of the village, since the sidewalks don't extend this far out. With plans in the works to expand the biking route that goes down Main Street, now that the bridge walking path is about to open, we have a tragedy waiting to happen if the traffic along Main Street can't be made to slow down. If one of those 2 cameras could be placed on Main Street, I'd ever be so appreciative, as would the rest of the neighbors who feel the East Haddam Village should be more of a village and less of a speedway. Congratulations on your reselection and thanks for your consideration on this request." And then I thought we had something else, no? Did we have something else
Yeah, you
later?
should, there should be
Other
another one in here. You should have another one that was in front of that one.
Nope, same
Yeah.
page, same page.
The one that she forwarded to the rest of the neighbors on Main Street, is that what you're
This one,
talking
you
about?
should
Catherine Wendell.
Yeah, that's just a message
have-
saying
No, you
below
should
is the
have this
email.
one in there.
No, I don't. This one came from, forgive me if I mispronounce your name,
Yeah,
Coach
that's the one.
Stone. This came today. We should stand for liberty and freedom. These devices should be in no place in America, let alone in a town without traffic lights. We should not be a surveillance state and should not condone such activities. One of my favorite, Ben Franklin once said, "They who can give up an essential liberty to obtain a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty or safety. Sincerely, Gotch Stone, Moodus resident and taxpayer." Yeah, I didn't have that one, but I knew that we had it. So those are some correspondence. Really, the only thing I have on my report is that there is going to be another 63-hour closure, unfortunately, on the bridge, but I don't know when yet. So anyways, that's all I have on regards to that, and as soon as I know, I will obviously share that information, but
What is their, do they have a hard stop? According to their contract, do they have a hard stop?
they have been promising mid-February. So I think there's a list that they're trying to, punch list that they're trying to work out now, so that they should be done, but I wanna say it could be later in the spring to be a really hard stop. But they are getting incentive pay for less closures and getting done earlier, so I mean, that's their intent. They wanna be out of here just as much as we want them out.
I'm sure.
So, okay, moving on, public comment. A lot of people here, what can we hear from you today? If you would just come up, name and your street address, and we need to get up to this mic here, so come up to the front of the room, please.
Where are we going to speak? Here's okay.
You'll pick it up, that's the speaker right up there.
Speaker's right there.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm sorry I've been unable to make previous Board of Selectmen meetings, but I just wanted to give you an update for East Haddam Ambulance. I was gonna give you a quarterly report, but I haven't been here, so you'll get a semi-annual report. So for the last 6 months, we've had 440 calls, 444 calls, and with 16 mutual aids. That gives us a rate of 96.4%. But in the last 3 months, we've had no mutual aid calls at all. I've been asked to speak publicly about some misperceptions that are out there about the number of calls that East Haddam ambulance folks take as compared to the career firefighter EMTs. 67% of the calls occurred during East Haddam ambulance hours, and 33% of the calls occurred during the town employee coverage hours, where you have the firefighter EMTs on duty. The town budgets for 4 full-time firefighter EMTs to cover the daytime hours that the fire department and East Haddam ambulance have not been able to get volunteers for. Not been able to recruit and retain more than 3 full-timers, and now we're down to 2. So East Haddam ambulance is sharing our EMTs to cover the shortages that are happening. An example, one day in December, there were 6 calls in one daytime hours between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. 2 of our EMTs and 1 firefighter EMT were on that day and covered all the calls. One of those calls was a priority 1 call, which means it's critical, and it was critical. If it were not for the staffing of our EMTs provided to the town on overtime, those calls all would have gone to mutual aid, resulting in a bit of a delay of getting an ambulance in. We were fortunate that day that the emergency medical system worked the way it's supposed to because we had the personnel to do it. We were fortunate to have a medic be available and respond to it. Also, we've been supplying coverage and interaction with the public at all the community events free of charge. Some of these events include weekly Music on the River, musical bridges. The Youth and Family Services ask us, we staff for Summer Palooza as well as the Rider Stride. We provided coverage at the Connor Meany Young Triathlon. We do Project Safe Halloween, Christmas in the Village, Light Up Music, and the Light Up Moodis, and the parade and Christmas party. We provide standby for fires, structure fires, and we provide community education at every place that we set up. February is Heart Month. Our theme this year is Save a Heart, Save a Life, and that event will be held February 8th at the Grange. The drop-in is from 9 to 1 p.m. You can learn simple ways to save lives like hands-only CPR, stop the bleed, and Narcan administration. Last year, Chatham Health came and did the Narcan, and they'll be there again this year, and they provided Narcan handout for people to take with them. And we found that a lot of the people that attended were middle-aged and older people. But what they did was they took that Narcan home and they gave it to their young adult in their household. Because those are the kids that are out, young adults that are out on the street and have friends or at parties and stuff where they're apt to witness an overdose. And people were that was the most popular part of the whole event last year. So we've been providing the services to East Haddam for 56 years. The state of Connecticut authorizes us as your sole primary service responder, and we are, our schedule is full. We are staffing 24/7 between our career staff during the daytime, our volunteers, and our paid EMTs. We now have a 5-year record of good performance. Does anybody have any questions?
Could you just repeat the date of the event in February?
February
8th.
8th. East Haddam Grange, 9 to 1. And there'll be something in the paper with the number to contact. If you want to do Stop the Bleed, you kind of have to sign up for that because you don't want to walk in when the course is half over. And it does take a little bit longer. Our hands-only CPR that we did last year, you could walk in and yeah, you might have to wait 10 minutes, but there's other things to look at, so.
And is there a charge for that? Is it free?
Free, everything is free. Yep, and we have a lot of other things. We have a lot of prevention type information and stroke information, anything that's gonna affect a person's heart that might result in serious illness or death.
Thanks, Laura.
Thank you, Lori. Any other comments?
Good evening, my name is Mike Massey, I live at 51 Davison Road. I just got some questions. My understanding is the Department of Public Works is doing some drainage install in-house on Lake Shore Drive. My question is what assurances can you provide that the work is being done correctly to prevent any future problems with the drainage?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Okay, the reason I ask is the Director of Public Works was in here a couple months ago touting the quality work done by the current members of the Department of Public Works on some drainage that was installed in Daniel Peck. That is the outflow of a several hundred feet of pipe that was installed incorrectly, improperly. So the current crew that's doing the work out in Lake Hayward is the crew that installed that pipe incorrectly. So I guess one of my questions is does no one know the correct way to install the pipe? Or does no one care enough to install it correctly?
I'll have to get back to you on that, Mike.
Okay, does anyone currently hold a P6 license, a state license to install drainage pipe? I know the town probably doesn't need it, but from those pictures, it would probably be a good idea because apparently nobody's paying attention to any quality. That project was overseen by the foreman completely. So I just don't understand. I know for a fact that you have told a Department of Public Work employee that quality and quantity is not their concern, but apparently nobody is paying attention to the quality. So those are my questions.
Thank you. I'll get back to you.
I'm sorry, could you just provide some detail on where and when this picture
Backwards.
was taken? No, but
That
Pipe's backwards.
no, but where it was taken?
That is on Daniel Peck Road, heading down the hill on the left. Several hundred feet of drainage pipe installed late spring, early summer
This year,
this year.
last year, sorry, 2024.
2024, overseen directly by the foreman of the Public Works Department and installed by the current members of the Public Works Department.
And is this picture recent?
That picture, no, that picture was taken a week after it was installed.
Thank you.
Can you repeat what license you referred to?
It's a P6 license issued by the state that certifies a person to install sewer, storm, or water pipe. They had a person on the Department of Public Works that maintained that license, but they laid that person off. You're more than welcome.
Anyone else?
Mary Beth Mordecai, 1 Lakeview Road. So, it's my third meeting in 2 weeks, which is a really lot for me since I've not been involved with the town very much. And last night, after the meeting, I went home and just a couple of things really were sticking with me. And the thing that really bothers me the most is that the first meeting you said you had nothing, you didn't know what was going on about the roads. And last night you said that you and Michelle had talked about it back, I think you said in the summer or sometime
I
like
believe
that.
Michelle said that we talked about it in the summer, I did not recall that.
So if you can't recall something that's gonna affect over 100 households in the town, I think that's pretty bad. But I just really, she knew. And she knew she was gonna take services away from over 100 people in this town without ever giving them notice. The only way that we ever knew that this was happening is because we had a little bit of a snowstorm, but that hill gets really icy and it was really bad that time. And somebody called and that's how they found out. And I just think that's a really rotten way to treat your constituents. And we're her constituents also, even though she's not an elected person. I appreciate that you said that we'll get plowing and sanding if there's a storm before this issue is resolved. But we all have a lot going on, all of us. You can see there's a lot fewer people. We don't get paid to spend 10 hours, over a weekend to go through all of these books and stuff like that. And I so appreciate that you went and talked to people and I, appreciate that your opinion is different, but that you went and talked to them and found out what was really going on and that you found out kind of the same thing that I found out by going through all this. I really appreciate that a lot. I think that was, what should be done, and I thank you for doing it. But anyway, I think that you should just really think hard and fast about how this is gonna affect that many people and how really rotten the way that this situation has been handled. And I hope getting this off my chest might make me start thinking about it, but I just keep thinking we're not supposed to be at odds with the people who are serving us or that we're supposed to be under. It's not supposed to be like this, it's not supposed to be this hard, I don't think.
Understood,
Thanks.
we're gonna rectify it, I promise you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Moving on to unfinished business, the automated traffic enforcement safety devices, we've got that ordinance that we all looked at. And that is at the attorneys, so when we get it back from them, with any changes that they might make to it, I can let you guys know, but so far we're good on that.
Okay, so we're not gonna discuss the draft.
Unless, yeah, I mean, if you have particular
I
issues
just had a
you wanna
couple
talk
of
about, sure.
questions, like quick questions.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a second, because I didn't have a print
Yeah,
on
go
it.
ahead, while she's finding hers.
Oh, again, as I stated, the first time we brought it up, I'm concerned that there's a couple things in here in section XX6, enforcement and fines, where it specifically says by electronic means twice. Payment of fine and associated fees may be made by electronic means. And I understand that may means doesn't have to be. I just wanna ensure that for people that aren't necessarily technologically savvy, that they
Yeah, we'll
have-
probably have a come in and pay option for those that aren't not savvy.
Cause I think that's important.
Sure, no, I agree, yeah.
And I think they should also have the ability to appeal, cause I think somewhere in the appeal section, it says electronic means also.
Defense is down at the bottom.
I just don't wanna exclude people who don't necessarily have those electronic means.
Understood, thanks.
I think
We can
that's
add
it.
that.
I'm pretty sure that was my only.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely change that or make sure that language is
Or just
spelled
add
out.
a
Yep.
something.
Definitely.
Yeah, so there was one instance where there was 10 miles an hour over and then it was 11 miles an hour over in
Yeah,
the next
so
section.
we have to decide whether we're gonna go 10 or 11. I think 10, if people are just gonna remember that better.
Again,
I don't know.
thinking about this out loud.
Yep.
Your first suggestion of 15 may not be necessarily a bad thing. Cause I'm looking at the majority of the roads that we're traveling, I mean, if you're doing the speed limit, somebody's up your back bumper.
For sure.
all the time.
Yep.
The other problem that I have with it is the enforcement part of this. I just feel like people are just gonna ignore it. There's a difference between getting something in the mail and having a state trooper or one of our local police
That's a,
on with the lights flashing and so forth, handing out a citation.
that's a good point. Is there a way we could tie it to like the transfer station permit? They have cause if they have outstanding tickets.
So again, it goes back to if people refuse to pay. And then the other question that I had that came up with this, the $15 fee that we're being charged to implement this program, is that charged no matter what? In other words, we write out the ticket, we send the ticket for $75 or $65, $15 that they're charging us to make the citation.
Yeah,
Are we
I have to check on
do
that
we
one.
still owe the $15? Because then it's a losing proposition.
I'm not, I think it
In other
makes
words,
sense.
we have a fine of
Say somebody
$50.
appeals
Oh,
It's a
okay.
$50 fine and they're gonna charge us $15 to implement the program. They're gonna charge the town.
And we
every
might
time
not
somebody
recover that
speeds-
money.
It's $15, $15. Are we responsible for the $15 and that people go, I'm not paying it,
Yeah,
Not
I
gonna
gotta
pay.
find out.
Yeah, now
we're
I'm
still responsible
I
for
would
it.
say we are.
That's a
still.
losing proposition.
I'll find out exactly how it goes.
There's no meat and potatoes behind it. There's no enforcement.
Cause they're sending out the ticket, they're still mailing the ticket, so they're doing
And
their,
this
That
and
could
they're
be
doing
in
their
there.
processing.
That could be in their algorithm already, though.
this
The ones
rationale
They do
comes,
collect versus the ones they don't collect.
the reason why I'm going back is the
Yeah, no,
rationale
good
is
question.
maybe the 15 miles an hour over is the person goes, alright, there's no doubt, like I'm definitely speeding,
Traveling way too fast.
right? 10 miles an hour, I'm a slow driver, I consider myself a slow driver, I'm probably at 10 miles an hour over. The majority of the roads that I take, so
do we have this, do we have the?
It's up to us, we can. put
No,
whatever
I
we
was
want.
to say, do we have the results of the study?
No, not yet. No, we won't have that for another.
I think that might help.
To see, yeah.
Yeah, if
Well, we
can-
had 72 on Town Street.
But just numbers, like how many people are going how fast, I think that would help be helpful.
And we can certainly until this is in the book and comes to a town meeting, we can certainly, go back and
And
forth and.
the other
but if you
question I
wanna think
have is
about
how
15
much, I kept reading the commandant of the Troop K keeps having oversight. Is that something that they really wanna get involved in?
Well, it's there because we're a trooper town and they oversee whatever we do, no matter what we do here. And actually, the lieutenant and the sergeant were just in here the other day talking about the trooper program.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so they oversee us anyway, any police matter at all, including traffic. They're the overseer, no matter what, because we are the trooper town.
I'm only seeing that listed twice, Eric, and both times it was,
They just,
the first one is just a purchasing authority done in consultation with the commander of Troop K, and the second is a town employee designated by the first selectman with the approval, so it's not like they're gonna be involved in every ticket.
They're not,
no, but
it's
they have
gonna be our
oversight,
local,
which the town's taken on the responsibility, but yet the state police have the oversight.
I think they
I'm
have
not reading
the
it as-
automatic
as-
oversight of
yeah.
all traffic. Because we're a trooper town. But I mean, I can certainly ask that question again, just to,
Please.
yeah, absolutely. Could be a, just a final authority type thing, but I'll check,
That's how I read it.
and I'll check on the other item as well.
So you think you wanna change it to 15 from the 11?
I think we need to see the study first. Personally, I would like to see the study first to
We can
understand.
Put 15 in there for now, and then we'll see the
How-
study and
how
say,
quickly.
you know what, Eric's right,
Change it as you
people are
guys
going
see
90
fit.
miles an hour and 15 is plenty. So,
It's just my opinion.
Is this
Alright, and then once we get it back from the lawyers, then I'll be able to tell you guys, you know, if there's any other changes or anything else that we need to do and see there.
What was it?
This
what
just
you're looking-
supplemental?
Yeah, well, I had a question with the attorney and I just thought it might come up, cause you guys are gonna see the yellow highlighted
Okay.
Connecticut general statute that I left highlighted in
Take
here.
that, yeah.
Thank
I
you.
asked the attorney a question on that because if you read that statute, and that's what I gave you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we had to create another ordinance to create a hearing procedure for citations.
Thank you.
So that was a question I had, so you guys could read that.
Great, thank you. Alright, next up is Three Bridges, although we don't have anything new on that, so we'll put that off till next meeting. Next up is the land trust, they're looking for a letter of support for the Hand Trail. The Hand Trail is a trail that's going to go through town property, the Hand property, and they are looking for us to support their application from the East Haddam Land Trust to the State of Connecticut Department of Environmental Energy and Environmental Protection for the construction of the new trail. So if you guys can give me a motion.
I would love to make that motion.
Excellent.
So do I have to state it formally? I make a motion
Yeah, I
to.
put a motion, there's a motion
Hold
right on your sheet.
I make a motion that the Board of Selectmen support the application for the East Haddam Land Trust to the State of Connecticut Department of Energy and Environmental Protection for the construction of new trail and has no objection whatsoever to a small portion of that trail being situated on town property and connecting to a portion of the town's existing trail network.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright, board and commission and committee changes. We have some in. For Board of Fire Commissioners, we need a motion and a second to reappoint Timothy Reynolds for a second 3-year term to expire January 1st, 2028 as a member of the Board of Fire Commissioners. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And then on the sustainability team, we have a motion to accept with deep regret the resignation of Terry Garrity from the sustainability team. Do I have a motion?
I will make that motion with the utmost of regret.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we don't have any tax relief funds at this point, and is there any other discussion or liaison reports that you guys wanna bring up?
Can you mention that, like, I got a yes for changing the date of next,
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
make that, bring that up.
I have no liaison appoints, sustainability doesn't meet till next week.
Nothing? Okay, good. The meeting for the roads that we have scheduled for the 21st, we're gonna move to the 28th. Only because of the fact that we have some additional information that we've been able to find and we wanna put that all together, so we're gonna meet on the 28th instead of the 21st. So we're going to put that out, but I was checking to see make sure that the selectman can come on the 28th versus the 21st. Same time, 5 o'clock here.
So since there was a flurry of emails this afternoon,
I didn't get them all.
redevelopment agency is 22nd.
22nd, yes.
What else did we have on the 22nd? Anything?
Hold on.
I feel like there was conflicting dates.
The 22nd and the 23rd.
Correct.
It's going back and forth about the redevelopment, and they usually meet on Thursday, but they have to meet on Wednesday because of some
You already have it in
reason, I forget.
So it is on the 22nd at 7.
Yes, the 23rd.
If any of you wanna put your email on.
So, I'm sorry.
So it's, no problem,
It's gonna be the 22nd.
22nd.
Redevelopment agency, 22nd.
Redevelopment agency, yep. And we're just attending that meeting, it's not our meeting, so therefore we don't have to worry about,
Go on the
we can't go in
22nd.
anyway.
I will watch it, I will watch it on the record.
Perfect, yep, no problem. And then the 28th, which is the following Tuesday.
The roads.
And it's still 5 p.m., right?
5 o'clock, yes,
5
if
o'clock
somebody
here,
comes in
same
here.
day.
It's a hard stop at 7.
Right.
Because I have other
Same as
groups
last
coming in
night.
for a meeting at 7
Redevelopment
on
is
both
7.
days.
check to be sure, but I believe so. Redevelopment at 7, yes.
7.
Until that time, sorry, Stephen.
You're being taken care of.
Okay.
Loud and Sandy. You got it, no problem. Okay, we need to look at dates for the budget. So for those of you who are in the room, before you leave, budget workshops are coming up. We'd love to have you involved in our budget discussions prior to our final meeting at the high school when we present the budget. We'd love to hear your input, your support, your not support, whatever it is. Budget talks are budget talks, and this is when the department heads come in and we discuss what's going on in the department and how it works and all that. So if anybody has any questions or concerns or budgetary issues or problems and wanna discuss the budget, that's the best time to do it, because then we can actually make those changes as opposed to having to not pass the budget because there's something in there that you don't like. If we could put forth a budget that everybody's happy with and knows that about ahead of time, then we can obviously get to the business of the town a lot easier and quicker than doing budget referendum after budget referendum after budget referendum. And the budget referendums do cost the town, so if we can get it done right the first time, we're happy to take the input anytime between now and when we put out that budget. So please feel free to comment to any of those. We will start putting out what departments come in when, so that if there's a particular department that you have interest in, you can come to that budget meeting, or you can come to them all, whatever you prefer. Some of them are during the week, like 4:30 to 7. Some of them are all day during the week, 9 to whatever. Eric, who has a job, full-time job, takes the day off and comes in and does budgets. And then we're here Saturdays too. So there's a Saturday that we'll all be in here too. And it's everything from the department heads to boards and commissions, lakes, all of that. So that's the budget talk, and I'm saying this out loud because we really do want you for those conversations, again, as opposed to at the end of it when Board of Finance says, okay, here's what the budget is, and then everybody's screaming and yelling in the school auditorium, which we will go back and we will change it and we will fix it, and we'll try and give you another budget that you can vote on, but wouldn't it be better if we all just agreed when we got there the first time? So that's all. So please feel free, send your comments in, come in, call in, whatever you wanna do, but we'd love to have you during those meetings. So, and I'm only saying that because we got lots of people in the room. So, okay.
Dates already chosen or you're going to?
We're just about to talk about dates, and when we have the solid dates, because we're gonna be talking about our schedules right now, so we can't necessarily accommodate what you guys might need right now, but we can certainly publish the dates of the workshops, and again, we will share what committees, associations, commissions, when the police are coming in, when public works is coming in, we'll share that schedule with you as we set them up. And sometimes they change because somebody gets sick and they gotta come in a different day. So you can always call us first and say, hey, I'm coming in on Saturday, is still the Lakes Association coming in? Yes, they are.
Will it be posted on the town website, these
Yep.
budget meetings, so we can?
Yep, certainly, and then I also have a Facebook page for the Selectmen, and I put it up there as much as I get the information, so if you get on that Selectmen page, I try and share information as best I can. Sometimes it blows up, sometimes it doesn't, but it's there. Okay. Alright, so take it away, Linda, as far as dates go.
Okay, Valerie and I sat down and we kind of hashed out the whole budget schedule, to try to get 2 options for referendums before July 1. Because as of July 1, if you haven't set a budget, the selectmen set the mill rate. So we're trying to, we wanna give at least 2 shots, just hopefully we only need 1. So in order to do that, the public hearing, we have to kind of work backwards. The public hearing has to be April 8th. And then you'll have the town meeting, then would become April 22nd, and the first referendum would be May 6th. So in order to accommodate that, the Board of Selectmen meet in February, the Board of Finance meet in March. So trying to accommodate everybody's schedules of when they're available. I have your budgets starting, if everybody can do it, February 18th. That would be like a 9 to 4, it's a Tuesday. I would be looking for bringing in all the public works, police, town clerk, all those budgets of people that work here during the day on those days. The next day, the 19th, if we could do 4:30 until 7. I can pick up some of the people like fire department, commissions, people that have jobs during the day that can't come till the evening. And depending on the business, that's also the same night at 7:00 that we have our regular Board of Selectmen meeting. So for some reason, if there's not a lot on that meeting, maybe fill in a couple budget people to come in, during that meeting too. If we have a lot of business, we won't be able to, but if, and I won't know that until closer to the date. So that would be
The 19th.
The 19th session 2. Session 3 I have scheduled for the 22nd, which is a Saturday, like a 9 to 4. Depending on who we're gonna bring in, we'll do budgets like a lot of the ones that I do, because I'm already there, so you could do resident trooper, we can do probate, we can do, those ones. Everything but a building budget, because Don and I present those together and he's not available on the 22nd. So we'll try to get the Board of Finance budget done, Finance Department, debt service, budgets like that to try to get done on that Saturday. So that's session 3. Session 4 is, I'm looking at February 24th, starting at 4:30 till like 9:00, somewhere in there. That's when I'd be looking to have Don Angerzola come in and do buildings and that type of thing. The last budget meeting I have scheduled is the 26th, which is a Wednesday, again for like 4:30 to 9:00. That would be the one where would be our drop dead to make our resolution to send the budget to the Board of Finance. So I'm hoping we can get this done in 5 meetings.
Okay.
If everybody can accommodate
So
those.
the
I don't
24th,
see any conflicts.
the 24th you said was 4 to 9?
Yeah, we're probably like 4:30 to 9. I kinda did it 4:30 to give Eric time to get out and get here.
And then the 26th, the same time?
26, 4:30 to 9 or 10 or however long it takes us to craft the resolution to,
I don't wanna get a ticket.
you don't wanna what?
I don't wanna get a ticket.
Alright, so as
So,
long as that works for your
If
schedules.
those dates are good, and then that gives Valerie some time to put things together and make any changes that are necessary, because she's set the Board of Finance up for their first meeting on 3/10, which would be a special Board of Finance meeting, budget presentations by the Boards of Selectmen and Education to the Board of Finance. And they were okay with all their budget workshop dates too, you can see on the schedule. Everybody's good?
Yep.
Okay,
Alright, perfect, thanks Linda, and
Can I
then,
ask you a question?
yes, sir.
The new date of the 21st to the 28th, when will that be posted on the website? It's currently not there, so will that be done
well, it's
tomorrow?
currently not there
Tomorrow,
cause I just had a decision.
We needed to check with them to make sure that they can make the 28th,
Okay,
but yeah,
it'll be by
it'll be up there tomorrow, and we'll have to do a new notice
Okay.
in the paper.
And then,
No, we don't have it, there's no notice.
We don't have to do it in the paper, okay, never
No,
mind.
it's a Board of Selectmen agenda is all it is. It'll be
Okay.
on the website, and why I'm asking for all the email addresses is I have the previous email addresses from the last meeting. I'm trying to create a little database so that when we have a notice, something like this, I can push it out to everybody that gave me their email address, and then my hope is that they push it out to their folks as well as seeing it online.
Just wanna make sure that all of you get them notice that we're moving the meeting.
okay, and then if I contact Linda with a question about where to get the existing budget, where to find that on the website, would you be able to direct me? That's
Our
something-
current budget?
Yes.
Sure, if you go into the finance department, thanks.
Thank you.
Right, that's what I'm, but if I ask, can someone help.
Sure,
Correct,
absolutely,
yes.
either I
Happy
can
to
help
help.
you or you can call the finance department and talk to the
Finance
finance director. And Valerie would be happy to walk you through how to look at the budget.
Alright, thank you.
No problem. Okay, can we talk to our commission people and
Okay.
these
Thank
directions
you.
have been given out
Yep.
and
And
look,
they're each getting
even I could actually
individual-
figure it out by these.
individual
Directions.
tutorials as well.
a lot of them as they've come in, we've tried to catch
Yeah,
them and,
again,
you know.
it's much appreciated from
yeah, no,
the people that I speak with.
absolutely.
Like I say, I try to be here almost every night to help walk them through until I know they're comfortable with doing it.
Also,
Yeah, just really quickly on a sort of a similar note, I remember a couple years ago, we did an FOI workshop for the town.
for the new board and commission
But
members.
since there's been
yeah.
a new, an election,
Yeah.
we do have a lot of new members, is that something we could set up? Not mandatory,
Usually the
but
town clerk is usually set that up,
okay.
and I
We can reach out to her.
did Deb do one right after the last election? I thought
They did.
I
but
thought she usually
that-
does it,
I didn't see
November
I
after
didn't
the-
see it.
I know we did one, yeah.
I'm pretty
This
sure we
past
did.
November?
I'm pretty sure she did it, but I'll check it,
We did?
Yes, we did, I was there.
yeah.
Okay, I
So,
totally
cause
missed that.
Missed
'cause
it.
that's, we usually do it like every 2 years right
Yeah,
after
that's
the
what I
election,
thought,
so
okay.
it'll happen
I guess I
again.
missed it.
Like
That's
the
what I
first
thought,
date
but,
at the end
you
of
know,
November.
They could be.
Is it recorded?
Probably.
Cause we have some new team members, the sustainability team.
You know what, and you had some sustainability people that were in with that, or no, that was ethics, it was the same night as I had an
But if
ethics
it's
meeting.
recorded, I can just point them to the recording.
Yeah, I'll have to find the date for you.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Anything else?
For me.
I need a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you very much. Thank you all for coming.
I can't believe I missed that. I was probably in another meeting somewhere else.